Hello, hello. Testing, testing, guys. Can you hear me? Yes, great. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. My name is Giorgino, and I'm an expert trader here at Pocket Option. I want to welcome you all. Hi, Tim. Hello, international trader. Hello, Dennis. So, I'm glad that you all can hear me and see me. So, I'm very well, Dennis. Thank you very much. I hope you're great as well. So, I want to thank you all for joining me today. Today, I have some very interesting things that I wanted to share with you. And I'm going to share with you a very popular strategy that you can actually use while trading. It is a combination of two indicators, but at the same time, after that, I'm also going to show you. We're going to talk about the non-farm payrolls, which is going to be released within exactly the next 14 minutes. So let's dive right into it, not waste time, because we know the NFP is being released in the next 14 minutes. So here we are. This is Pocket Option, the trading platform which I'm using. Hello, Speedman. Hello, Esmo Dimot. So yeah, I see that you are referring to the Williams percentage, but today we're going to talk about the RSI and the MACD. Maybe next time we can do the Williams if there's demand for that. Sure. So so what is the RSI and what is the MACD? Why have I chose them? Well, the reason is because the RSI it is technically a leading indicator and the MACD is a lagging indicator. So when you combine those types of indicators, they're considered to be a better time when to enter the market. Now, why? Now, the MACD, which is considered a lagging indicator, it basically calculates the information based on historical price action. Now, it works best when the markets are trending, not when the market is moving sideways. On the other hand, the RSI, also known as the Relative Strength Index, it is a leading indicator which indicates when market is overbought or oversold and could also show the momentum within the market. So, how to apply them? Well, all you got to do, guys, is to come right over here, click this button right here, and you will see all the indicators that are available here on the platform. I'm going to click on the RSI. I'm going to leave it on the default settings for now. And I'm also going to choose the MACD. So now that I have my RSI here, I have my MACD here, let's explain or a little bit more information about how they work and what are we looking at. Now the RSI is at a 14 time period. We have the green line right over here, which sets at 70%, which is our default. We have the gray line here, which sets at 15%, and the yellow line, which sits at 30%. Now, the important thing here is to see the movement of the RSI indicator, also known as the moving average indicator right here, the 14 period moving average. And you might be wondering now, where is the signal? How can I read this? Well, this particular moving average right here, when it moves, the important thing to understand or where the best entry is when it moves higher, when it pierces this 70% here. And the best time would be when it starts to turn around and move downwards. That could be the best time when to sell the price. The reason why is because when it pierces the top here, it's an indication that the buyers are exhausted. That is when the sellers might step in and try to move the markets downwards. Sorry. So that could be a sell indicator. Now, when the price here hits the bottom, pierces the 30% and starts to move upwards, that could be an indication that the price has been oversold and the buyers are willing to step in and could start move the price higher. Now, it is also important to note that this 14 moving average might also move sideways. Now, at the same time, anything above 50%, if the RSI is moving above the 50%, it means that the momentum is to the upside. If it moves below the 50%, the momentum is to the downward side. Let me just check the comments. Hello, please, where did you get your news for NFP? Very good question, Mudan. Stay with me and I will explain to you and show you exactly where I'm going to get the NFP, the non-farm payrolls news. So you in the future, my friend, are also going to be able to get it also. We're going to trade it live. We have less than 9 minutes. So I'm going to try to give you more information now about the MACD, show you a few examples, and then we're going to move to the NFP. From Mr. Aminur Rahman, why Alex and Nico leave from here? Okay, the reason why Alex is no longer with us, guys, I don't have that information. All I know is that he's moved to a different department. Teach me about liquidity for OTC. We can actually do a video about that. That's actually a very good idea, Mr. Rahman. Please help me. My pocket option has been blocked for 9 months. Please solve it. I do understand you, Rahman. I feel for you. What I would advise you is to please contact the support team. They're experienced and experts in this kind of matter, and I'm sure that they're going to be able to resolve your matter as soon as possible. I'm here to teach you a few things. There's a lot of things that you can learn from. I hope that it has been useful for now. And let's move on to the MACD. So the MACD, also known as the Moving Average Convergence Divergence. Now the MACD, as soon as you apply it, you're going to be able to see two moving averages, one slow, one fast. The fast one is the green one and the slow one is the red one. Now the reason why it's fast is because it moves faster than the red one. Now we also see some bars here. The green bars are showing you a momentum towards to the upside. The red bars is the momentum towards the downside. Now we also have a line in between, which is also very important. So what I wanted to mention to you, the signal here, or the information that gives you when to enter the market, is when these two moving averages cross over. In this particular case, if the moving averages are below the zero and the green one crosses over the red one to the upside, it's an indication of a buying opportunity. Now, if it's the opposite side, if it's above the zero and the green line, as we can see right here, it's crossing below the red one and it's above the zero, that could be a sell opportunity. This could be unfolding right in front of our eyes. We can see the RSI right here crossed below the 70%, pierced it, but then it's crossing below it. And we have the MACD signaling us the green crossing over the red. This could be a good sell opportunity. Regardless, let me show you some examples from the past, because I know that we do not have a lot of time before the NFP is released. Let me check your comments right here. FC fire prevention, how to trade Bitcoin. That's a very good question, and that is for another session. Bitcoin has been a very interesting topic. I just read a few minutes ago that the United States had decided to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve, which is something very interesting. Speedman, what is the ideal time frame and trade duration for these indicators? I am trading on less than 1 minute time frame. Well, let me tell you something, Speedman. Well, the expiry times that you first of all that you can use here, the minimum is 1 minute, then you get 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, and 4 hours. So you have to take this into consideration. That is your expiration time. So here, for example, that's a very good note, and I'm going to explain to you here an entry that anybody could have taken. So take a look at over here. I put this green line here. Let me just unlock it and move it. And what I wanted to show you is that the RSI has pierced the 30% right here and then moved upwards, which is an indication that the trend is shifting, right? We can clearly see that not only it shifted, but it went upwards. What did the MACD tell us? First of all, the MACD is below the zero line, and we have a perfectly crossover from the green line to the red line right over here. So if you had placed a buying position, a buy position, and you had your expiry time at 5 minutes, you can clearly see that the next candle is green. So you would have made a profit right there. Let me go backwards, show you more examples. We have another perfect example right here. We have the RSI pierce the 70%, then move downwards. That is our first indication of the trend shifting towards the downwards. And then we also have our MACD, which is above zero. We have our green moving average crossing the red one, which is another sell signal. So we have two confirmations right here. So if you had opened a sell position here or here, it doesn't really matter at this point. You had your expiration time at 5 minutes, you would have made a profit as well right here. I'm going to give you more examples. I know time is running out. There's another perfectly good example right here. RSI piercing above and then down, MACD right over here. If you would have sold, if you had opened a selling position right here, you would have been in profit as well. And one last example before we move to the NFP. Right here. The RSI shifting to the upwards, going above the 30%. MACD below zero, green line crossing over the red one. Beautiful buying opportunity. If you would have opened your position right here, and until the next 10-15 minutes, the trend was going higher, you would have made a nice profit as well. So let's move on to the market news. Why I see many gap up and down here, many trap from broker just open next candle. I'm sorry, Mr. Rahman, but I don't seem to fully understand your question. But here you say, I don't believe any indicators. Please tell me. All right. Well, you see, the indicators, they're not 100% bulletproof. Indicators are there to give you a more confident information of when to enter the market. If you had no indicators, you're trading on nothing, it would have been much more riskier for you. That is why traders, they use one indicator, sometimes two, sometimes three. The more confirmations, perhaps could be a better time when to enter the market. And all these indicators, they work on mathematics. They analyze the markets for you. So let's move on to the NFP. I've used investing.com. I think I really like investing.com. And what I do here, I go here to my filters. I choose 2 stars and 3 stars, which basically indicate the most important news of the day. And I'm going to go for today. I used my time zone. And here we see non-farm payrolls. So for those of you who don't know what are non-farm payrolls, in a nutshell, this news comes once a month on the first Friday of each month. So the first Friday of a brand new month. So non-farm payrolls come from the United States, and what it basically do, they measure the change in the number of people employed during the previous month, excluding the farming industry. Now, this is very important. And why? Because this basically signals how well the economy is doing in the country, specifically for the United States and the dollar. So if you have more people employed in the United States and a lot more than the forecast, then that would indicate that, you know what, the economy is doing great, and that could actually boost the US dollar against any other currency. Now, because we always have forecasts, and at this moment we have 142,000 new jobs that has been forecasted and they're going to be released within the next minute. If the number comes higher than this, significantly higher, we would very likely see the euro weaken against the dollar. Now, if we see this number right here less than the 142,000 jobs, significantly less, it could impact the US dollar, and we could actually see the euro rip against the dollar and go higher. What I'm going to do, because this news is released in the next 30 seconds, I'm going to wait to see the news, the result, which is right over here. We're expecting 159,000 jobs. And I want to see how the euro dollar is going to react. Now, as soon as this news is released, we are going to expect volatility depending on how strong and severe the results are. And I'm going to wait for the dust to settle down, and then I'm going to open my trade. So let's see what's going on here. All right. Here we are, guys. We're expecting 142,000. We are looking at 140,000. Very, very close. Unemployment rate. Unemployment has risen slightly in the United States, which could also impact the markets. Let's look. Euro is ripping as expected, slightly negative for the dollar. Let's wait for the dust to settle down. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to open a trade. And specifically, I'm going to use the martingale strategy once this settles down a little bit so I can basically understand which direction the market is going to take. Robot signals. I'm not aware of any robot signals, Mr. Rahman. Okay, let's see what is going on here. All right. So the euro is trying to rip higher. Non-farm payrolls are slightly negative. Like I said, unemployment rate slightly higher. So in the United States, we are experiencing a slightly higher unemployment rate. Employment change, but that's for Canada. We don't really care. Non-farm payrolls, 151. Okay. So like I said, okay, here we are. So it seems to be that it's trying. There we go. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to wait for this candle to close and then I'm going to open a position. I also have my support and resistances and I'm expecting the euro slightly to go a little bit higher. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open a position for $50 and I'm going to click on buy because I'm expecting that this is not so good news for the United States, even though the volatility is not so So let me keep it at $50 and then here I'm going to times it by 2.5. Now the reason why I'm going to use 2.5 in case it doesn't go in my direction is because for the martingale strategy to work, and how it works basically is that if my first trade, if the price now went below my opening position, I would have to open another trade. And I will have to times it by 2, which I would have to open at $125 to compensate this particular trade. But since now my trade is going in the right direction, I'm going to keep it as it is. I'm going to play the waiting game and let's see what happens. So, okay, we're looking great for now. Trade is okay. That was profit. We can clearly see that ended up in a profit very nicely. I did expect that the euro would slightly go higher because of the negative news of the United States. We can see that play out. So what I wanted to explain to you about the martingale is that if I open my position at $50, and now because this was profitable, I can go back and make it 50 because I can start again from zero. So if I had opened a position of $50 and the trade was going in the opposite direction, I will have to open another position in the same direction, but times my position by 2.5. Now, if that was also unsuccessful, I would do it again and I will times it by 2.5 again until my trade is successful. When my trade is successful, it would have covered all my unsuccessful trades from before, plus give me a nice profit. Now, the reason why I go 2.5 is because my profitability here is 84%. If it was 100%, I would have doubled it, just times it by 2. But if we would have times it by 2 at 100%, I just get back my money. So in order for me to make some profit, I need to times it by 2.5. We can clearly see that the euro is ripping. The news is going more better for the euro. And the reason why is because we can see some negative news for the United States. But on top of that, yesterday we had positive news on the euro. The interest rate of the European Union, they slashed them by another 0.25%, which is boosting the economy. We can clearly see that the euro is on an uptrend on its own, even from before. And now this news, since it was negative for the dollar, it's helping euro rip even to the higher. How to deposit as an Indian? Gaming with Somberry. I'm assuming that's not your real name, sir. But if you would like to deposit, it's very simple. All you have to do once you open your account, click on the top up right here and then choose which way you would like to deposit. As far as I know, the fastest way to deposit and to withdraw, it is with cryptocurrencies. And there's a lot of different cryptocurrencies that are supported on the platform. Are there any settings for traders, for fast traders? Well, of course. I mean, trading here on options. I mean, look at that. You can trade and choose 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I mean, trading on 1 minute by on its own is kind of insane. What do I mean by that? I don't think anything can give you such high profitability within just 1 minute. So any money you put into a 1 minute expiration time, whether it's $10, 20, 30, 50, if your prediction is correct, you're making 84% in just 1 minute. That's crazy. I don't think you get that anywhere else. Why we need martingale? It sometimes lost all money. You're absolutely right, Rahman. Martingale is risky. You're absolutely right. And that is why you need to be very cautious. If you don't have a very big budget, you can always start with a smaller budget and be aware. Of course, what you can also do, you can always put, decide how much money you would like to, let's say, risk. Maybe today you're willing to risk maybe only $100, right? So maybe you can start with martingale with $1, then times it by 2.5, then times it by 2.5. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to lose all your money. Of course, you can actually make a successful trade. And then with that successful trade, it covers all your investments from before, your losses, plus you're going to make a profit on that as well. What's the promotion code? Slayer the King. Did you not see the promotion code live on the screen? It does actually come and go. Pay attention. I'm sure it's going to pop up anytime soon. Okay. Oh, there it is. There is a promo code, guys. I hope you're taking advantage of it. Is pocket option available in Canada? FC fire prevention. What I would advise you to do is open pocket option, try to register and see if that is available for you. If you can register from Canada, then I'm pretty sure that you can also trade. Mudane Studio makes sense. I hope it does. I hope it does make sense to you. I hope that this has been actually, this trading session, useful for you. Of course, if you have any questions, keep them coming. I'm more than happy to answer them. What book can I read? Wow, Vom, very, very interesting question. There are tons of books out there that you can actually read in terms of trading. A very popular figure that had actually released his book not long ago was the Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know if you even watched that movie. It was very interesting. I love that movie, actually, to be honest, but he's also a very good trader also. We can actually see that the dollar is retracing here, but we can also see some kind of a support here. So it's very likely that the price could actually consolidate here. And we'll see how it moves on from here. So guys, do you have any other question that you would like me to? Hello friend, where are you from? Nico was South Africa. Mr. Rahman, I'm assuming I'm actually you're very welcome. I'm actually now traveling. So at this moment I'm in Cyprus. Okay. I haven't met Nico, to be honest. But I'm pretty sure that he must have been a good trader or a mentor for you to ask for him. FC fire prevention will do, thanks. You're very welcome. How to draw good level. When you see draw, do you mean like support and resistance? Well, in order for you to draw a support or resistance, it's very important to understand that for you to consider something as a support or resistance, the candlesticks need to at least touch 3 times. We can clearly see how many times that this price action has been moving here on this level. We can call it as a support. The same can be said here We can call it as a resistance, so on and so forth. So guys, I hope this has been interesting for you guys. If you've missed what we discussed about the RSI and the MACD, you can always go back to the beginning of this video and re-watch it again. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact the support team. They're more than capable to give you or answer you any questions that you may have. And I really hope that I'm going to see you next time again very, very soon with regards another topic. If there's something specific that you would like to see in the future, put them down in your comments. I'm sure that we're going to be looking into them and we can make a brand new video for you so you guys can take advantage from. In the meantime, I wish you all good luck in your trades. Have a beautiful day.